Next step here, this range is our best selling range. It's 125 wide, walnut. We do 3 different oaks, so we do lacquered, oiled and brushed and oiled. And then we do a Jatoba as well. Which is that one, which is quite a redwood. Okay. So that's Jatoba, walnut. You've got the oaks. The oaks we do lacquered, and then we do 2 different oils. We do the brushed and oiled, and we do just oiled again, same as we did down there. These are UV oiled, the same as Teca. So UV oiled is very, very similar to a matte lacquer in the sense that you don't have to do a lot of maintenance with it. When this used to come into us, it was natural oiled, and then when it was installed, day of install, you'd have to put a maintenance coat of oil over the floor, and then it becomes a finished floor. With a UV oiled floor, you don't have to do that. It's very, very similar to a matte lacquer, but it gives you that matte finish, natural finish that people like as well. So it's very popular. Random lengths, they go up to about 1.7 long and start at 400, in the same way that a solid does. So when it's down, it looks very, very similar to a solid. It'd be very difficult to tell it, but you can use it with underfloor heating. Whereas
I mean,
solid you can't.
apart from the damp issue, anything like that, why would people go for this rather than the solid?
Well, nowadays they probably would go for this over solids. And the solid market as a whole, kind of Europe-wise, world-wise, is on a downward slope, whereas the engineered market is on an upward spiral. It used to be that the engineered were inherently quite clean because they were 14 mil. They were quite clean as boards go because you couldn't get the big knots in there. By chunking them up to 18, 20 mil and putting a 6 mil top on it, you can see that now. That's as good a knot that you'll get in any solid board. So they're a lot more believable now, and if you put them down, you wouldn't know that that isn't solid walnut because you're getting knots in there, the rustic.
So what's the advantage to the customer though?
It's controlled movement, so they don't have to. If they've got underfloor heating, they wouldn't be able to use a solid floor with that. They could use this. Ease of installation, you can float it, put it on an underlay. It tends to be, strangely, slightly more expensive than the solids, but you know you've got that. If you were doing a conservatory or something, you'd have no problem. Whereas the solids, you've got to be very careful with the heat.
They're not
exchanges.
good with heat fluctuation.
No, well, it's controlled, these, so the movement is the same on its width as it is on its length. With a solid, it's pretty much all across the grain on the width of the board. So multipliers are probably the way forward, the market will go.
And that when you say multiply, it's engineered,
yeah? Yeah, multiply being the core. Some people refer to them as semi-solid, but that's a silly name really, because it's not. It's an engineered floor. But we've changed that. Engineered still sounds quite harsh as a term, so we softened it and called it milled. So everything on the